Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. We are proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. Some of these programs are recorded and some are made available for viewing through a YouTube channel for future use. I am Martha Brown, your host for today's activities. We are presenting today Gail Snider, our Executive Director and Chef for Cookie Conversations. Gail hasn't told us what the flavor is today, but I'm going to turn it over to her and she can tell us all about it. Gail, the kitchen is yours.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to be back with you. For some of you, this might be a little bit of a surprise. So we're excited to be with you to bake today, and let me share my screen to show you what we're going to do today. I guess it would help if I said share my screen first.
I bet it's baked Alaskan, right?
No, that's hard to send in the mail.
Oh,
yummy.
yeah, that is yummy.
Chewy.
Okay, so
Raisin.
chewy oatmeal raisin cookies is what we're going to be doing today. And I will email this recipe out to everyone. I did a pre-bake and mine don't look exactly like the pre-bake, but they do taste yummy.
Good.
Yours are
That's all
probably better.
that
Yeah.
matters.
Yours are perfectly round.
Not all of them.
Oh,
All right, so I'm going to stop the screen share so you'll be able to see what's going on in the kitchen.
Okay.
And I have my secondary monitor set up so you can see what's happening in the mixing bowl.
Okay.
And how many of you like raisins in your oatmeal cookies?
I do. Raisin.
We do.
Yeah.
Most everybody? Okay.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like raisins in your oatmeal cookies?
Yep.
Paulette doesn't like raisins.
I
Chris,
mean,
you like raisins?
I do.
You do?
I was raising my hand saying I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Chris, do you like raisins in your oatmeal cookies?
You like raisins?
Okay, Gail,
Okay.
I
And I
don't
know
like,
Steve doesn't really like oatmeal.
no, but I'm gonna say, why don't you send mine to Annie?
Okay.
Okay, since I don't really eat oatmeal cookies, go ahead and send my bunch to Annie.
Okay. I do remember that from before. But our new staff member, Tia, when I was telling her I was cooking today, she said, how about oatmeal raisin cookies? And
That's
I
fine.
said, and how about adding pecans to them? And she said, oh no, only raisins. But I know most of you here like to add pecans to things. So I thought we might do some with pecans added as well. So
That's
we are
fine.
going to start with our recipe, and it calls for 1.5 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. So I have that pre-measured. I'm going to tilt my camera down so y'all can see a little bit better. How's that?
Good.
Good morning, Tia.
morning to you.
Morning, Tia. We were just talking about you. I was about to text you.
Good
because
morning.
We were baking oatmeal raisin cookies.
Are you? Woo-hoo-hoo.
So we have our flour. I've already measured out 1.5 cups of flour, and we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And this recipe, I read the pre-read on this recipe, and it's from the Complete America's Test Kitchen Cookbook. And they wanted to get an oatmeal cookie that had more oat flavor. And so a couple of things that they did differently is use baking powder instead of baking soda. So we're using 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder.
Okay.
And then the other thing that they did differently is most recipes call for cinnamon. in the oatmeal cookies. How many of you usually put cinnamon in your oatmeal cookies? 2. Okay, so this recipe calls for nutmeg instead, because this lets the flavor of the oats come out more.
How interesting.
And so we're going to use 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg.
Okay.
And it calls for fresh grated nutmeg, but I couldn't find that yesterday when I was at the store.
Okay.
You would have if you'd have found it.
Do what?
You would have if you'd have found it.
I would have.
Yeah. Gail, have we told you, did I tell you that your apron looks like a gambling machine?
Cherries, 3 cherries in a row.
No, you did not tell me that.
Carrie.
I thought it looked very patriotic in honor
It
of
does.
Memorial Day yesterday.
Oh, it does. It does. And
With
she
all
has the
the red.
prettiest red kitchen.
And so the next ingredient is 16 tablespoons or 2 sticks of butter. And I'm using unsalted butter. And I have left this out so it's softened so that it will mix more easily.
Curiously, Gail,
Why are you using unsalted butter?
Why am I using unsalted butter?
Yeah.
Because if you're making a recipe that calls for salt, if you use salted butter, you're changing the amount of salt in the recipe.
Oh,
And so
my word.
typically most recipes that you see call for unsalted butter. Now, if you're having biscuits with jelly, you
Yeah.
want salted butter for that.
yay.
But if you're putting butter in a recipe, you want unsalted butter, or you probably need to reduce the salt that the recipe calls for. Okay,
Interesting.
Who
So-
asked that? Was that Paulette?
that was Paulette that asked that.
Do
Yeah.
you not ever use unsalted butter, Paulette?
No,
No.
I like salt.
Well, I
I'm-
can't get enough salt in anything, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you, Paulette. I never use unsalted butter either.
Really? Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
Phil,
I
you-
didn't know there
with
was
butter,
such a thing. So,
Phil, you were in the military, so I understand that. My brother was in the Navy. He came home and he put salt on everything.
Why was that, Steve?
Was that?
Why was that? Because of the Navy? I
Yeah,
don't get the connection.
the flavor.
probably because that food didn't have much taste, and so you had
Right.
to add extra
Bland.
salt to it to get it to taste good.
exactly. yeah.
Okay, that makes
Okay,
sense.
so now we're gonna add a cup of brown sugar packed in the cup to the butter. And then we're gonna put in 1 cup of granulated sugar.
Wow.
Sugar, sugar, sugar.
Now, it does say that you can reduce this sugar if you want a less sweet cookie, but it will also change the crispiness of the cookie.
No, we don't want to do that.
You don't wanna do that?
We want the crisp cookies.
Okay, so
Speak
now
for us,
we're going
Paulette.
to mix that.
And notice that we can't hear the machine.
Yeah, the sound
sound gets,
sound canceling microphone.
yes.
Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
Hey, baby. Hey, sweet bird. Hey, sweet bird. Pretty.
So can anybody tell me what it smells like here in the kitchen? The ingredients that we've already used, what are we smelling?
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg and butter.
Nutmeg
Butter,
and butter.
And nutmeg.
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 And
Nutmeg.
brown sugar.
brown
brown sugar.
sugar. That's what I smell the most right now. The brown sugar mixing with the butter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have an oatmeal recipe that calls for wheat germ added to it. It's very interesting.
Mhm.
Have you
Well, wheat
made
germ
that?
has a nutty flavor, doesn't it?
Okay, can you all see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just the butters and the sugars mixed together. And now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the eggs
Don't do that.
one at a time. And it requires 2 eggs. And we are using farm fresh eggs.
Farm fresh eggs. Okay.
Yes. I have a local supplier that brings them to town for me.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Wonderful.
Lucky you.
That way she knows they came from happy chickens. That makes the cookies taste
Right,
better.
because she has different kinds of chickens. The eggs are different colors and different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Wow.
never all exactly the same size. Okay, so now I'm adding that second egg into the batter, mixing that up. And then the next thing we want to do, we need 3 cups of old-fashioned oats.
How many cookies is this recipe going to make?
This recipe is supposed to make, let's see. I think it made, when I cooked some yesterday, I think it made about 3 dozen, a little over 3 dozen.
Really?
Okay, well, there are 9 of us, so each one of us gets.
Think of a household, Tia.
So
Household.
Gail,
Yes,
you said what kind of oatmeal is that?
old-fashioned,
Old fashioned.
Not quick.
Yeah.
not quick oats.
No.
What's the difference?
Their
Probably
coarser,
would be
because the
mushier, I
eggs-
would think. If you use the quick oats, it's probably gonna not have the same texture.
Mm.
It doesn't have the same texture because these are the whole, I don't know if you can see this in my hand,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh,
flakes.
yes.
the whole oat. So it, if you're making oatmeal for breakfast, it takes this longer to get mushy.
Okay.
And I don't like mushy oatmeal
Mhm.
for breakfast. So I never buy the quick oats. I always buy the old fashioned.
As a child, I would eat the oatmeal raw.
I totally
I didn't
agree.
know any better.
Mhm.
You ate raw oatmeal?
Yes, yes. I was a hungry child growing up. And I was people always thought that I was too skinny because my parents weren't feeding me, but I ate a lot. And,
You were
And
just
then-
busy.
and-
So we
and then
have
make
3
the
cups
sugar
of
down.
oats, and I'm gonna add this to the batter slowly.
What did you say, Yetta?
I say, and then mixed with sugar, and then we will put it in some kind of paper and make a bundle, and we'll make a little hole, and then we will eat them like that.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm about to get ahead of myself. I'm supposed to put the flour mixture in first before the oats. So this is our flour and our salt and our baking powder and our nutmeg. And we're gonna add this. And I have a nifty new tool you're all going to love.
Ooh, I love a new kitchen
Yeah.
tool.
Oh, my.
Anybody know what this is for?
It goes under the
That is
bowl,
just-
covers the bowl.
Goes over the bowl so that I don't make a mess with my
Yes.
flour. My
Yes.
Yeah.
sister brought this to me over the weekend.
Oh,
Wow.
Well, where's the fun? You don't have the mess to pick up. That's part of the fun, isn't it?
No,
That's
it's
because
like
you don't
a,
clean the kitchen.
it's kind of like a splitter splatter for grease, but it's for
Yeah.
flour.
Okay.
That's
so now
amazing.
That's on there.
I would have guessed that it would give you the,
Oh,
Let's see. Maybe
Now make
it's
sure try it. There you go.
I
So
don't
it
think
fits
it's
around the blender, around the mixer?
supposed to, but
That's
it's supposed
interesting.
to, but I think you have to use it with a portable mixer.
Oh,
Mm.
oh,
It doesn't quite fit in the stand.
No, because the stand, this part of the stand is in
Uh-huh.
the way of this staying flush with the bowl.
Yeah,
well,
so
that
couldn't
was
you put it on the
awesome.
other direction though?
you could modify it a little bit, Gail.
Oh, no, you couldn't. Never mind.
Yeah, you
Maybe,
could. You
maybe.
could just take a Dremel tool and just kind of carve out a little bit so it'll fit over the stand.
Yeah.
In all your free time.
Yeah. Well, Don, I was saying, since you ate oatmeal raw as a kid, you could market that as a snack.
Yeah, I would buy it.
No, I'm not saying you buy it. You create your own market.
Oh,
Your
those
own
days have
product.
come and gone for me, Steve.
Oh, I know, honey. I'm sorry, Don, I'm sorry, but it's
That's okay.
just kind of getting out there,
That's good. That's fun.
That's in
Yeah.
between them decorating their trees that they keep up all year.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and it's
Myra,
painful.
Myra, you never did show us your summer tree.
Oh, that's true.
So what's on your summer tree?
Flip-flops,
Flip-flops, sunglasses,
fans,
fans,
flowers.
flowers.
Sunscreen.
A
But we have
bikini
these
top.
The bikini tops.
No. Lots of a colorful lei.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Paper.
Okay, so
flowers.
now I'm gonna add the oats. I got ahead of myself. The oats go after the flour.
You need a palm tree, Myra.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. And a
Maybe a
pina colada.
margarita.
We
You
used
need
to
a
have,
hula dancer. There's just kind of the bobblehead do hula dancer.
That's true.
ooh. We
I'm
used-
thinking one of those
I-
umbrellas, one of those cute little tiny umbrellas would hang.
Yeah,
from-
I do have some of those. I just haven't put it on yet.
That's looking good. Look at this yummy batter.
Here's my bobblehead.
Mhm.
Oh,
There
my
you go.
goodness.
Oh,
Go, Don.
It's solar powered.
You
Yes.
can put it on the top of the tree instead of a star.
Yo.
So now our final ingredient for this batch is raisins
In a red box.
in a red box. And it calls for 1.5 cups.
Does it give you an optional direction to add walnuts as
It
well?
says it's optional. It does. You can add walnuts or pecans.
Ooh, I know not everybody eats nuts.
Most everybody in this group likes nuts, but if I remember correctly, you said that oatmeal raisins should not have nuts in it.
Oh, I love nuts in it. I said not chocolate chips.
Oh, not chocolate chips. That's right. Okay.
Martha likes her oatmeal cookies with chocolate chips. That way she's eating something healthy, but she's enjoying it even more with the chocolate.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I've added in
Too,
our,
from the chips.
I've added in the raisins.
And that's where you need the muscle power, right, Gail?
Yes. This is a little bit hard to mix.
Or when everybody turns their backs, you just get your fingers in there real good.
That's right.
Paulette, do you ever use your hands when you make cookies?
Yes, I do.
And then cleaning your fingers off is really a pain afterward, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You just lick
Delicious.
them.
Or you just lick it all off.
Yeah.
I
All
have to
right, so I've already made one batch that's just raisins. Should we add walnuts or pecans to these?
Yes.
Yes.
Yay!
Okay, what's the preference? Walnuts or pecans? I have both.
Wow.
But
Pecans.
Pecans.
Okay, let's see how many hand raises for pecans. 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many hand, or 5, and how many hand, 6, 7? Okay, so everybody wants pecans.
Not here. Well, that's
Oh.
all right. I mean,
think she
leave
was
it all.
voting
Okay,
for
so
walnuts.
Nettie, you like walnuts?
I would vote for walnuts, yeah, but that's all right. Don't worry
And
about
Tia,
that.
you like walnuts too?
I like either one. I have not a preference.
I
Okay,
like-
so here's what,
I
you know,
like
it's-
either one too, Gail.
it's real easy for us to do both because all I have to do is pull out some of the batter,
Okay.
Oh, Gail.
and then we can do both.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right. I'll be right back. I gotta grab the walnuts from the pantry.
Okay.
Okay.
Chris and Ashanti, have you ever seen a program like this before where you get the package of cookies?
No, we haven't. Well, I haven't.
I'm really glad y'all are here today. Ashanti, if you, did you put that address in there for me?
No, I have to wait for George. I think
Oh, okay,
He's gonna email it to you.
okay,
Mhm.
great, thank you.
Okay, so I have pecans. And I have chopped walnuts. And I bought these for a special recipe, so it's a good opportunity for me to use these. So I'm gonna chop them just a little bit finer than what you see them. I'm gonna move this camera over. Can you see the walnuts now?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay,
Good job.
I'm gonna chop these just a little bit finer.
It's like a cooking show. It's
Yeah.
professional.
I can remember cooking shows from when I was 5 years old.
Really, Martha?
Yeah,
Julia Child.
Julia
Julia
Child?
Child, yeah.
it was a little local program in my town. My mother used to watch a soap opera and I was not in school yet. So I was in front of the TV and there was a cooking program right before As the World Turns.
The first cooking program I saw was Graham Nash. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Oh, yeah.
He was like the alcoholic cook.
Galloping Gourmet, wasn't it?
Yeah, Galloping Gourmet, that's right.
Okay, so we've added the walnuts to this container.
Thank you, Gail.
Delish.
And mix those in.
That's really sweet of you to get those for everybody's taste.
That is nice.
Well, you
This
know
is
what?
what you call a personalized cooking show.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Mhm.
And,
So
you could
it
have
should be
put,
called Custom Cookie Conversations.
I just feel bad that we're leaving Steve out today because I know he doesn't like oatmeal cookies.
Don't worry, don't worry.
You just don't know. You might make him a believer when he tries your recipe. You just don't know.
That's really chivalrous to want to give his cookies to Miss Annie.
My wife bought me some Girl Scout peanut butter sandwich cookies,
Mhm.
not realizing that they're oatmeal cookies.
uh,
'Cause it doesn't say in the package, so you read the fine print.
where's the peanut butter in oatmeal?
Well, it was just, so anyway, I gave them away, gave them to my son-in-law.
You
But
you
Steve,
can even buy
is-
one.
Is
What's
it an
that?
allergy? Is it an allergy to it?
No,
Or
I
you
just
just
like
don't
it.
like the preference?
No, I've had a bad experience as a kid with oatmeal, so I just decided I don't want it.
Oh, that is so many years ago. You have changed your taste.
No, the only way I'll eat oatmeal is if it's a dire emergency and that's the only thing to eat.
No.
Okay, well, that's the right attitude.
Have
Yeah.
you had one of those occasions?
Camping,
Ah,
camping, and being the only thing that's there.
I like a man who knows what he wants and a woman who knows what she
I
wants.
won't eat a lot of it, but I'll have some, got enough to keep me going.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm adding a full cup of pecans,
Yay.
Martha's happy.
the batter with the raisins.
Gail,
Yes,
didn't you say this recipe only is called for a cup and a half of pecans?
it called for a cup and a half of raisins.
Raisins. Okay, I'm sorry.
It didn't
Pecans
really say
are-
how
are-
many pecans.
Yeah.
We could add some more, but it looks like this is very generous. Can you see
Yes,
Yeah.
the camera?
Oh, yeah. Oh, beautiful.
chock full.
It's hard to get an oatmeal cookie to be crunchy from homemade, so I'm curious. as to how this is going to be a crunchy oatmeal cookie.
All right, so now.
It's the
we are
nuts that
going-
will make them crunchy.
Hmm.
The what?
The nuts will make them
The
crunchy.
nuts will make them crunchy. But the ones I made yesterday are crispy around the edges. So I don't make giant cookies. This is the scooper that I'm using. And I try to keep most of the batter within the scoop so that we get those cookies that are close to being round.
And we
Those
all,
of you who have been with me before know that I like my cookies to look uniform.
yes, you do.
You like consistency.
I like consistency.
I've already,
Does Nancy like cookies?
Yes,
What is your favorite kind of cookie?
my favorite kind,
Yes. What is it? What would you say is the name of your favorite cookie?
probably the chocolate.
Yes.
I'm with you, Nancy. You give me chocolate and I'm happy any day of the week.
And you can put walnuts in it if you want to.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right.
What I really enjoy is getting a box of anything from Gail in the mail.
Mhm.
You're too kind.
Oh, it's the truth. And I portion them out and draw out the box, whatever's in it.
Oh, man, we
make it
just
last.
double it all down, Martha.
Jetta, you're my kind of girl.
I've
All
even
right.
got
So we have our first batch ready to go in the oven,
yum.
and the oven is on 350, and I'm going to put these on for about 9 minutes, and then we're going to check them.
All right.
So when are we gonna eat them?
Yeah.
Couple of days.
I'll just say this. My favorite cookie is any kind of cookie. And it can be broken, crumbled, or whole, or raw. I don't care.
He doesn't care.
Or over ice cream.
Yes, over ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I'm scooping a batch of the walnut raisin cookies onto another cookie sheet. And we'll get these in the oven just behind the others, so they'll come out a few minutes after them.
Gail, you
Yes.
used to for a while, you were using erythritol for your personal use.
Yes.
Are you still?
When I'm making a new recipe, like the ice cream that I made over the
Mhm.
weekend, the peach ice cream, it had some of that in it.
Uh-huh.
Now, Gail, do you not put cookies in the oven on different racks so that you can cook them all at the same time? Or you just find with cookies, it's better to do them one pan at a time?
Well, this, the cookie sheets that I have, they're actually small enough that I'll be able to put both of these in on the same rack. So we'll take a trip across the kitchen in just a moment, and I'll let you
All
see.
right.
Oh, boy, I love your kitchen trips.
Okay. So now these are the raisin walnut.
Yum.
All right, so here we go across the kitchen. Let's see. I have to unplug something first.
It will in 2 days.
I know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, here we go. Traveling across the kitchen.
Traveling across the kitchen. That is the sweetest kitchen.
Getting hung up on one of my cords.
Uh-oh.
All right. So this cookie sheet is probably maybe like a 9 by 12 size. And so if I turn them lengthwise in the oven, I can fit both of them on the same shelf of the oven.
Okay.
Can you see?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it
Mhm.
fits? You can close the door?
Yep,
Look at that.
they're in there.
Okay.
Yay.
When you remodeled your kitchen, did you add gas or was it already there?
We already had gas in the house
Mm-hmm.
for the water heater and the furnace,
Mm-hmm.
but we brought it into the kitchen for the stove because it was an electric stove before.
Nice. Nice.
All right, so our cookies are baking.
Yay.
And is there anybody that doesn't like walnuts at all? I just want to make a note so I don't send you a walnut cookie if you don't like them at all. Because I thought what I'd do is send you some of each.
Okay.
Ooh,
Does that sound
Sounds
good?
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds great.
yeah.
Okay, so I already have some packaged and ready to go in their little packets that I do them in right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There you go.
And those
Okay.
are just raisin, right?
These are only raisin.
That's okay.
So you'll get some with raisin and some with pecan and some with walnut.
good.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Thank you, Gail.
All right.
you.
Thank you, Gail.
Yeah.
All right, so
already-
we'll wait a few minutes and those cookies will come out of the oven. What other favorite memories do you all have about baking cookies?
Licking the spoon
Oh, licking the spoon,
the
absolutely.
spoon.
Yeah.
In the bowl, yeah.
or the beaters.
Mhm. Or the
Okay.
beavers,
Cake
yeah.
batter.
My grandfather used to scold my grandmother when she would let us eat out of the bowl. She'd say, Virginia, you shouldn't let those girls eat that cookie dough out of the bowl like that.
Why?
Because why?
Eggs.
Eggs.
I
Raw
don't
eggs,
know
okay.
because I don't know if people thought of that about that back then. That was when
yeah.
I was like a
Because he
toddler.
wanted it.
Well, if you have farm fresh eggs that have not been in the refrigerator, they're going to stay fresh longer.
Right.
If eggs are not in the refrigerator, they're going to last longer than they've been in the refrigerator.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because in Thailand, we could buy big plats of eggs out in the market, and it's 190 and 100 degrees in the market. They'd be
Wow.
fine.
That's
I've
good.
heard
So-
that you're not supposed to wash off the outside if they're fresh eggs. They'll last longer if you don't wash the ick off of the outside of the shell.
And technically, once you wash them, then they have to be refrigerated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
So-
would buy them in the market, and you wouldn't wash them until you're actually going to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the eggs that I use today had not been refrigerated until I picked them up last
Okay.
week. And then I put them in the refrigerator when I got them home.
Yeah,
I
These
have
are all
never
brown.
heard that you have to wash eggs.
Yeah.
I have never washed an egg.
Have you ever seen an egg come out of a
Well, and
chicken?
you don't,
No.
Because it's messy. It's very messy.
Well, so far, knock on wood. No
so
problem.
I don't think you necessarily have to wash them, but if there's some of that icky stuff on the outside, you want to get that off before you're trying to
Yes,
crack it
yes.
into your
Yes.
skillet to fry it or into your cookie or cake batter.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't find that the eggs, they look very clean when you buy them.
Yes, they do.
They probably wash them in the grocery store, but
Mhm.
if you get them fresh, they only have one exit in a chicken. So
In Thailand, they didn't always wash them. They just wiped them off with a rag.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it was just kind of wipe it off. So because in the market, when they cooked the food, they didn't always wash it. They just cracked it open, type of thing, but they just wipe it with a rag and then crack it. So.
I love hearing your cultural diversity, Steve.
And they were all
Now
brown.
you're all going to make me paranoid now when I crack an egg.
No.
Hey, you know,
Yetta, if you're buying them from the supermarket, the grocery store, I'm sure that those have been washed.
yes.
Yes.
They look like it, yeah.
We're really talking about if we're getting farm fresh eggs
Farm
that
fresh
have not
eggs.
been washed.
I think
If
that
you
the
buy
FD,
from the grocery store, you
the,
need to learn how to check if they're good or not.
You spin
Okay.
them or candle them?
No, you put them in a glass of water. And if they stay on the bottom, they're good. If they float up to the top, they're not good.
yeah,
Ooh,
So you just put them in a glass of water and see what happens to them.
that's interesting. Something else I've never done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me neither, Martha.
I could have used that for my science experiment in high school.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't really want to have a, ooh,
Gail.
don't do it, Gail. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Your
Isn't
grandfather would be
It's so
disappointed.
tempting though. Everybody wants a bite.
Ah,
Yes, yes.
Consider that you've tasted and it's yummy.
yummy.
Yummy, yes.
Especially with the
Sure it is.
nutmeg. That nutmeg's going to make everything just so good.
So it does give it a different taste, so the cinnamon doesn't overwhelm the oats, and you do
Mhm.
get a different taste. So
And
let's
it did
try-
not have any vanilla extract, which is interesting.
No, not in a oatmeal cookie. Let's travel back across the kitchen and check on our cookies.
Put on your seatbelts, everybody.
That's right.
Gail, you need to have a
Well,
GoPro that's connected right on to put on your forehead and you just watch.
That's right.
those.
Wear a GoPro on the head. Yeah, right.
Okay, they need just a few more minutes, but they are looking delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, nice.
And
I
they're
have
thick.
it on speaker view, and so I keep seeing all of you individually, and you come real big on the screen, and I saw Paulette licking her lips.
So the other thing I like about oatmeal cookies is I don't like them real flat and crispy. I like them kind of puffed up.
You like them puffy. Well, the ones yesterday turned out a little bit flat,
Okay,
All right.
I'll eat them. No problem.
but the ones coming out of the oven, they look like they're a little bit more fluffy, and I don't know what the difference is, unless maybe humidity makes a difference. I don't know.
Or the nuts.
Mm,
The nuts too make it stay puffy
they hold
more.
it up.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Mm,
gonna be good no matter what.
That's
It's gonna be
right.
good.
it's just been too long, Gail, and I love being in your kitchen again. Thank you so much for doing this.
Well, it's such a delight to be here again.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a surprise yesterday when we saw you were going to be on.
Yes, we're happy.
Well, Martha and I talked about it several weeks ago, but it was kind of a tentative to make sure nothing pressing came up on my schedule. So Friday, I told Tia I won't be at the office until after I finish the cookies. So,
She's got your back.
Yeah.
and this
Good.
morning I went in and edited the email so that it would tell you it was cookies.
Ooh, yay. Now, Nancy had been asking for Jeopardy, and I told her we might have Jeopardy at the end of May. So Nancy, Jeopardy will be sometime in June, but we will have it. Okay, you like
That'll be
that?
good.
Yeah.
Great, yes.
All right, I'm going to take another peek at those cookies.
That's
Okay,
right.
take that peek.
Sweetheart.
I think they're just about perfect.
Oh,
Mm,
yes.
Great.
Perfect.
Mm-mm.
I think
It's
the
like a-
secret is using that little scoop. I like that they're all uniform and you don't have to get, when they'll say drop them by teaspoons, it's just so hard to judge. And
Yeah.
It's hard to judge and it's hard to get them consistently the same size.
Exactly.
So we'll give these just a minute and then I'll try to hold one up so you can see the doneness on the bottom of the cookie.
Okay.
Tell us about using the parchment paper.
So I just always use that because it helps keep the cookies from sticking.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then you don't have the residue on the cookie sheet whenever you go to put the next batch on.
Yeah,
And
that's
if
great.
you do have crumbs, it's easy to dump those off. So,
Yep.
but
Okay.
it makes cleanup really easy. And
Yeah.
it's a supply that I keep in my kitchen. Not everybody does,
Mhm.
but in recent years, if I run out of parchment paper, it immediately goes on the shopping list.
Yes.
So I use parchment paper more than I use aluminum foil.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
No, I think I do too.
Gail,
Yes,
I can't have walnuts. So I
you
will
can't
take
have
them.
walnuts. Okay, I
But-
will make sure that your box does not have any with walnuts in it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for letting me know.
Yay. We
So
want
do
to
you
keep
have,
everybody
do you
happy.
mind if I ask, do you have an allergy?
Yeah, an allergy.
Okay,
Can you have pecans? If not,
Yes.
she can send you the plain ones.
Yeah, I can have pecans.
Oh, interesting.
a difference in that the oils of the nut.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So have any of you ever collected walnuts?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No, I've
cat.
collected pecans.
I've only collected pecans.
Walnuts originally come in a big round ball.
Yeah.
And there's English walnuts and there's black walnuts, and they grow black walnuts in Missouri.
Mhm.
And they're much harder to find.
I guess
I've got a lot of
that's
experience in cracking walnuts before I eat them. That's all. That's all. About as close as I get to picking.
All
Oh,
right,
that's great.
here's the other batch.
They look fluffier, don't they?
They do.
they're
all look-
chunkier, yeah, with the nuts in.
There's a difference in the quality of the wood between the two walnuts.
That's true.
Oh,
When you
yeah.
look,
Like if you're
you work
using
with
the wood.
the black walnut is much denser wood and more varied texture than the other one.
Hmm.
Because some of the walnut is just kind of, I've got some, it's very just plain. There's really not much to it. But some of the walnut, particularly black walnut, it's nicer to make things out of because you've got so much more, what I call, the grain.
Hmm. Are you a
It's
woodworker
also
also,
great.
Steve?
I do wood turning.
Nice.
And that's, I did wood carving, but I don't do it anymore because of my hands. But I don't do much wood turning much anymore. I do small stuff. I don't do bowls or anything anymore. Usually pans are just small things.
Yeah.
And I do some leather work. Some of you, I think I've told some of you, I'm officiating a wedding on Father's Day.
Oh,
So what I do is I make a set of bracelets out of leather,
Oh.
and it has the names of the couples on it. So one of them has the name of the husband first and the wife, and then the other one has the wife and the husband. And they're given to the one with the husband's name first is given to the wife. The ones with the wife's name is given to the husband. And basically the symbolicity is, whatever it is that when you look at the bracelet, the first name you see is a person that you need to say, that's the number one person to think about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Our marriage.
Very nice.
neat.
Sounds like a lovely gift.
So I've made a couple others that way. And this one I'm going to make for this couple too.
Do you sell them or do you give them as gifts only?
I only give them as gifts. If you want some, I can make some for you. Just let me know what kind you want. This one is basically, it's just got a heart in the middle, and then I've engraved their names on each side.
That's a really lovely gift.
Yeah.
Gail,
Okay,
what do
so I'm
you
going to
have?
show you. This is the back side of the
beautiful,
cookie.
Ooh,
beautiful.
nice and brown, the
Yes.
brown sugar,
Yeah.
And
butter.
then there's the front.
Oh, yeah.
You're killing us, Gail. You're killing us.
Thank you so much.
I don't think I've ever sold any of my leather goods. I've sold some of the pens, the wooden pens I've made, and the bowls. But the leather goods is just, it's for family, it's for friends.
Mhm.
It's just something to do, easy to do, for me.
That's good.
And so some of them are a little bit more complex than others. I've made purses, I've made a briefcase, I've made pen sleeves, you put the pen in.
Sure.
Belts, just all sorts of things, I can figure out to do with it.
Sometime we'll have to do another show and tell about what we do for art.
You
Yeah.
should have one on, you recorded earlier, didn't you?
Yes, we have
Yeah.
one from last year.
From last year, I did I think what it was a 40-minute or something segment on how to do leather work. And just kind of showing the basics of it. And it's not hard. It's not cheap, because leather's not cheap, okay? These days, but there are places that you can get it cheaper than others, okay? And it's kind of, I did start leather work when I couldn't do wood carving anymore, because the only time I use a knife when I do leather work is to cut the pieces. Okay, so my hands are out of the way. Okay, so I don't cut myself.
Mhm.
It's amazing how we adapt.
Yeah, because I can't do the wood carving anymore. I did some real nice stuff, but I just with my tremors and things like that, it just doesn't work to you.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that.
And I don't do as
And
much
relate, yeah.
what's wood turning anymore, because I have to be careful with the tools.
Yeah, yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
There's a time and a
Some days
season for everything under heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, some days are
Yeah.
better than others.
That's
Okay.
right. So
And
Gail, what are you doing right now?
I'm sorry, Gail.
I'm putting another batch of cookies on the cookie sheet.
Wow.
You're going to have all these in the mail before the end of the day, aren't you?
That's the hope.
That's yay.
Well, folks, I'm going to jump out have a few minutes before the 11:30 meeting.
Okay.
I got a couple things I need to do before that time, so I'm going to jump out, but I'll be back at 11:30.
See you later, Steve.
Is tomorrow?
I'm gonna jump out too.
Okay, Nancy.
So,
It's been
thank
great to
you for-
see everybody. Have a
Thank you for
wonderful
listening.
day. And
All right.
just so you know, the other programs that are on the schedule for the other time slots are what's happening. We're only baking cookies for this session today.
Right.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Everybody have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Gail.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Goodness, let's take a look. Well, there's our cookie conversations with Miss Gail. At 11:30 and 1:30 today, we have Trinity River Jazz Kings from Texas Winds. I've never heard these people before. I can't wait.
They called in and wanted me to go on Zoom and practice to hear the tuba. He wanted to see if it conveyed the right sound, so we kind of played a little bit. So you should be in for a treat. He said the rest of the ensemble was coming in to do a practice.
Wonderful.
So, yes.
Okay. And then tomorrow, Peggy Spears' Artful Moments, she's showcasing hot dogs and hamburgers in art
All right.
tomorrow.
Good timing.
Since it's the 1st of June, now that's at 10:30. Tomorrow at 11:30, Where in the World is Heather? And at 1:30, Nia, Moving to Heal. We're pretty eclectic, aren't we, folks?
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything they want to share before we go?
Well, I don't know if I can make it on time tomorrow. I'll try to see if Hans can get on his own.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll take care of him if he makes it. Hope he can.
Good. I hope so too.
Oh, of course, yes. Everybody have a wonderful day. We'll see some of you later, some of you tomorrow.
All right.
All righty. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thanks, Gail.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.